Welcome back from an ad break. We will continue with our lesson. As mentioned, the topic is conflict management. And with our journey, we'll start off by explaining or defining the concept conflict. So what is conflict? Conflict is defined as a disagreement between individuals. It's not a fight, it's a disagreement. It's just two or more people who are not agreeing or who are not in agreement with something. So it says here, it can vary from a mild difference in opinion to a full-scale win or lose, emotionally charged, confrontational disagreement. Again, the term disagreement comes on. So don't always think that when you see the word conflict and then it's a negative thing, it means people are fighting. No, it does not mean people are fighting. It just shows that there is communication in the workplace. So it's just the differences there. Conflict distracts employees from their work and needs to be resolved. Hence the topic conflict management. So as the manager, you can see that people are in disagreement. You don't just fold your arms and say they're in disagreement, they'll see to finish. No, it is up to you, or it is your responsibility as the manager to be able to resolve conflict or manage conflict properly, because it distracts employees from their work. All right, so we've defined conflict. Now we're going to go to the causes of conflict to say, why is it that people are in conflict? What causes this conflict? As mentioned, that it distracts employees from their work activities. When there's conflict, when there's disagreement, people, they tend not to come to work or they tend not to be productive. But what is the real cause of this conflict? Because we need to get to the root cause of conflict to say who caused the conflict or why is there conflict from the word go. All right, the causes of conflict in a business. Again, I repeat, conflict in a business, not somewhere else, but in a business. Leadership styles used could be the cause of conflict. For example, autocratic managers may not consider worker inputs. So the leadership styles, we've got different leadership styles. You can be an autocratic leader, you can be a democratic leader, you can be a charismatic leader, but now here they're talking about autocratic managers to say autocratic managers may not consider worker inputs. I hope you understand that by autocratic, it does not necessarily mean that you are a bad leader, but it says autocratic managers may not consider worker inputs, meaning as an autocratic leader, sometimes your word goes. It's your word and nobody else's. So if that's the case, if you're going to be an autocratic leader always, every day, then that could cause conflict in the workplace. So sometimes before you can use whatever leadership style, you need to look at the situation at hand first and see if it fits, if it allows for you to take that decision or to use that leadership style that you are using. Secondly, unrealistic deadlines or heavy workloads, they lead to stress resulting in conflict. So you need to be mindful of the workload. You need to be mindful of the employees in the workplace so that you don't set unrealistic deadlines. Because if that's the case, you find that you are overworking the employees and that leads to stress. And when they're stressed out, they will not produce, they will not be productive. They might not even come to work because the work is too much. And you find that now they have to go to the doctor and all those things due to what? Due to stress. And this is something that could have been avoided. So you must not set unrealistic deadlines, but be realistic at all times to avoid what? Conflict. Thirdly, lack of agreement on mutual matters. For example, remuneration or working hours. So there should be an agreement. Where do we agree on the contract? The contract, when we sign the contract, there's going to be a mutual agreement. Mutual agreement meaning what? The employer and the employee needs to agree on the number of hours that they're going to work. If it's 45 hours, 8 hours per day or 9 hours per day, that needs to be agreed upon and we need to stick to that. Failure to do so, it will lead to conflict or it will cause conflict if there's lack of agreement. Lack of commitment or distracted by personal objectives, which may lead to the inability to meet the preset targets. Look here, they say distracted by personal objectives. It's not about a personal objective. We are working, so it's not your own objective. But as the manager, I come up with the business objective. So it's not, you're not pushing your own agenda, but it's the business agenda. So we need to follow the company's or the business's objectives. So you don't find yourself distracted by your personal objectives. We still continue with the causes of conflict in the business, right? Unhealthy competition or inter-team rivalry may cause workers to lose focus on team targets. What does that mean? Competition is not always bad, but it becomes unhealthy when we are fighting amongst each other in the workplace. It becomes a serious thing because now if you don't win, and then it has a negative impact on the company's productivity. I spoke about unrealistic deadlines or heavy workloads, which could lead to stress, resulting in conflict, because some people, they don't know how to manage the stress, and that affects them. All right, so we spoke about the causes of conflict, and we've defined conflict. But remember, I did say that the topic is conflict management. Yes, we've seen that there's a conflict in the workplace, so it is up to us to learn how, or to know how to manage conflict. Or as a manager, I must be able to manage conflict in the workplace, but I'm guided by what we call the conflict management theories. So we're going to go on an ad break, and then when we come back, we're going to quickly, not even wrap up, but we continue from where we left off. I'll see you just now.